Welcome to the Deep Dive. We're here to unpack some really compelling insights and, distill them into knowledge you can actually use. Stuff that leaves you informed, sure, but more importantly, feeling genuinely empowered. Today, we're diving into something that affects millions, often silently. Maybe even you, if you've ever been there. You're in a room, people around, and the English words, they're right there in your head, clear as day, but your mouth just, well, it stays shut. Maybe you look down, give a nervous smile, pretend you didn't quite catch it, but deep down, you knew. You knew exactly what you wanted to say. But this fear just stops you, cold. Or maybe you know that feeling, that racing heartbeat. Starts drumming away just before you have to speak English in front of people. Your throat gets tight, your mind completely blank, and all that English you studied, maybe for months, maybe years, poof, gone, vanished. If that sounds familiar, even a little bit, please know you are absolutely not alone. Millions of people, smart, brave, really capable individuals, face this exact same fear. The fear of speaking English in public.
And what we're going to explore today, it isn't just about grammar rules or having a bigger vocabulary or even perfecting your pronunciation. It goes deeper, much deeper. It's that raw gut feeling, that fear of being judged, of looking silly, of just being wrong. But here's the thing. What if that fear isn't permanent? What if it's not just who you are? What if we told you that this fear, yeah, it seems huge, but it can actually be broken down step by courageous step. And that your voice, yes, your voice, can become strong, confident, and really clear. That's what this deep dive is all about, our mission. We're going to guide you with simple, real steps, not just theory, to face that fear head on, to train your voice, prepare your mind, and honestly, by the end of this, help you really start believing in your own power to speak. It's all about improving your English by tackling that fear.
Right. That's exactly right. We've been looking at some really insightful material for this deep dive. Observations and guidance specifically for English learners facing this exact challenge. And our mission today is pretty clear. Extract the most vital pieces of knowledge from all this, not just to help you polish your English speaking, but maybe more importantly to help you understand and, yes, conquer that underlying fear, the fear that often stops those skills from showing up in the first place. And like you said, this isn't just abstract stuff. These are practical techniques, real mindset shifts you can start using today, right after you finish listening. So, all right, let's unpack this. Let's start with what many of us think is the problem versus what our sources, what our analysis really reveals as the real enemy here.
It's such a common story, isn't it? You talk to English learners or even think about your own learning journey, and there's this dominant idea, oh, my grammar is the problem, or my vocabulary is just not big enough, my pronunciation, terrible. Oh, we hear it all the time, my English is weak, I need to improve way more before I can even think about speaking in public. Maybe you've even said those exact things to yourself a lot, but just pause for a second. Think about this. Have you ever been alone, maybe in your room, practicing something, talking to yourself, and your English just flows? It's perfect. The words are there, the sentences work, pronunciation feels okay, and then bam, you're in front of people. And everything you knew, everything you practiced just evaporates. That specific experience, and our insights really drive this home, that proves the real problem isn't your English ability itself. It's fear.
Absolutely. It's abundantly clear from what we've reviewed. Fear is the real adversary. To really highlight this, let me share a story that really struck me. I worked with a student once, Ali, incredibly bright, dedicated guy from Pakistan. For 2 whole years, he was immersed every single day, watched English videos, drilled grammar exercises until he knew them inside out, read books, kept a daily journal in English. I mean, by all measures, he was doing everything right, everything you're supposed to do. But then it came time for something simple, relatively speaking, introduce himself in English at a work meeting, and he just froze completely. Couldn't get a word out, just this tight, uncomfortable, nervous smile, and he passed his turn. You could feel the tension, especially from him. Afterwards, he came to me clearly upset and said, "Sir, I knew exactly what to say. I practiced it like 100 times in my head. But when it was my turn, I couldn't speak. My heart was pounding. I forgot everything." And I looked at him and I said pretty directly, "Ali, your English isn't the problem here. Your fear is..." He was genuinely shocked at first. That I think deep down, he knew it was true. He recognized that uncomfortable truth. In Ali's story, it's just one person, but it really illustrates this wider, almost universal thing. Fear of public speaking is consistently one of the top fears people report, globally. It cuts across languages, cultures, professions. It's not fundamentally about the language itself. It's about performance, isn't it? About that vulnerability of being seen, being observed, and that deep human fear of judgment. And for English learners, that fear gets amplified big time. It's layered with the extra pressure of making mistakes, imagining people laughing, or maybe correcting you in that condescending way. There's this potential for huge embarrassment, that awful sting of shame, and those are powerful, powerful emotions. They can absolutely paralyze even someone who knows their stuff.
Which brings us to the brain, doesn't it? Because our sources really dig into this, what's actually happening up there, neurologically, when fear just takes over. And the research shows it's not even really your fault in the usual sense. It's your brain trying to do its job, trying to protect you. There's a real biological basis for this. When you stand up, try to speak a second language in front of others, your brain, especially those ancient parts like the amygdala, it perceives danger. It reads the situation as risky. What if I fail? What if they judge me? And boom! It triggers the fight or flight system, that primal response. Now, obviously, it's not a tiger chasing you. It's perceived emotional danger, judgment, failure, embarrassment. But when that system kicks in, you get real physical reactions. Heart races, palms get sweaty, voice might shake, and crucially, your mind goes blank. That thinking brain, the prefrontal cortex, the part you need for vocabulary, grammar, putting sentences together, it actually starts to shut down, prioritizes survival instincts. So it's really important to understand this isn't weakness, it's biology. Ancient biology playing out in a modern setting. Your brain is literally trying to keep you safe from what it sees as emotional pain.
Exactly. And the critical mindset shifts then starts right there. Recognizing that speaking English, even publicly, is not life or death. You don't need to run. You don't need to hide. You don't need to freeze. What you need is to train your brain to stay calm. And that starts by consciously changing how you think about it. A core insight from our analysis really hammers this home. It is absolutely perfectly okay to make mistakes. It's okay if you say something wrong. It's okay to pause, think, correct yourself, stumble a bit, and then try again, bravely. Why? Because mistakes aren't just part of learning. They are the engine of learning. It's how you improve, period. And think about it this way. People don't ultimately respect perfection. They respect courage. Imagine seeing someone trying to speak your native language. They make mistakes. Maybe their accent is strong. Do you laugh? Ridicule them? Almost certainly not. You probably feel respect, right? Maybe a connection. Because you see the effort. The exact same thing applies to you. When people see you trying, even with imperfect English, they respect the attempt. They hear the effort. They listen. But none of that happens if fear wins. And fear wins when you let those thoughts take over. I'm not good enough. Maybe next time. What if they laugh? That's when fear becomes the boss. But here's the liberating part. You are the boss, and you can take that power back starting right now. Our sources strongly advocate for this powerful mindset shift, and it begins with what you tell yourself. Instead of those fear thoughts, start using affirmations. Things like, I will speak even if I make mistakes. I will try even if I feel nervous. I will grow even if I fail sometimes. That internal shift, the declaration, it's everything, because courage, let's be really clear, isn't the absence of fear. Courage is speaking despite the fear. So wherever you are, let's try this. Say this out loud. Don't just whisper it. Feel it. My English is not perfect, but I am learning. I will speak. I will improve. I will not let fear stop me. Say it again louder. Feel that conviction. My English is not perfect, but I am learning. I will speak. I will improve. I will not let fear stop me.
No.
Say it every morning. Say it before conversations. Say it until your brain gets the message. Fear is just a feeling, a temporary feeling you can move through. Look, your grammar will get better. Your vocabulary will grow. Your accent will clear up with practice. But all of that progress starts with one brave decision: to speak even when you're scared. Your English isn't the problem. Fear is. And fear, it can absolutely be conquered.
That's incredibly powerful, really framing it that way. So if fear is the main obstacle, and it stems from how our brain reacts under pressure, the next logical step is understanding why it reacts that way and, crucially, how we can actively calm it down. We know fear is the problem. Okay, now let's go a bit deeper into why that fear causes this, physical and mental shutdown so many people experience, and what we can actually do. Like we touched on, your brain goes into survival mode. It perceives emotional danger, judgment, failure, embarrassment in these public speaking situations, especially with a second language. And that triggers the fight or flight response, useful thousands of years ago against, say, a saber-toothed cat. Your heart races, body freezes, or gets ready to bolt. Mind focuses only on immediate survival. But today, in a meeting, a classroom, a coffee shop, no tigers. But your brain, trying to protect you, doesn't always make that distinction. So you get ready to speak English publicly, and the amygdala yells, danger, scary, protect. Floods your system with stress hormones, heart rate spikes, breathing gets fast and shallow. And critically, that thinking brain, the prefrontal cortex holding all your vocab, grammar, pronunciation, know-how, it actually starts shutting down. That's why you suddenly forget simple words you knew seconds ago. It's not you failing, it's a totally natural biological reaction.
So the big question is, how do we interrupt that automatic response? How do we consciously calm the brain, regain control? The insights we've looked at offer some really simple but profoundly powerful techniques, proven techniques. They're accessible, totally free, and they can fundamentally change how you feel before and during those speaking moments. Technique number 1, the 4-2-6 breathing technique. This is your go-to, your most immediate tool for calm. Before you need to speak, stop. Breathe intentionally. Here's how. Inhale slowly, deeply through your nose. Count of 4. Fill your lungs. Then gently hold that breath. Count of 2. Finally, exhale slowly, completely through your mouth. Count of 6. Release it all. Let's try it right now, wherever you are. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold 1, 2. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Do it again. Inhale, hold, exhale. Feel that subtle shift, even just a little. That's your body's rest and digest system kicking in. It's working against those stress hormones, slowing your heart, relaxing muscles, signaling your brain. It's safe. Re-engage the thinking part. It's physiological. We recommend doing this for, say, 5 to 10 minutes before speaking. It's remarkably effective. Technique number 2, grounding with your senses. Okay, tool number 2. This pulls your mind back from that panic spiral. When fear hits, your mind wants to escape right to. Go into what ifs. Grounding brings it back to the now. Simple steps. Look around. Name 2 or 3 specific things you see. Really look at them. Then touch something nearby or close, a table, your own hand. Feel the texture. Next, listen. What sounds are around you, even faint ones? Maybe notice a smell. And then take another deep breath. This pulls your brain out of anxiety mode and anchors it in reality. Instead of, what if I forget? Okay, you're thinking, I'm here, I'm okay, I'm present. You can do discreetly anywhere. Nobody knows, but your brain will calm down. Technique number 3, speaking a calming mantra in easy English. Tool number 3. Powerful because it's simple and direct. Before you speak, choose a short, simple sentence, a mantra, and say it out loud if possible, even a whisper. Or just strongly in your mind. It's a direct command to your brain. I am safe. I can do this. Examples. I am calm. I am ready. I will speak. Mistakes are okay. I am learning. I don't have to be perfect. I just have to try. Let's try one now. Say this with me out loud. I am calm. I am ready. I will speak. Now louder. Feel it. I am calm. I am ready. I will speak. Feels different, right? Those words act like signals. Your brain listens. It slows down, focuses, gives you that mental space to speak clearly.
And here's where it gets really good. When you combine all 3, the breathing, the grounding, the mantra, you become, as our material puts it, unstoppable. It's synergistic. Breathing calms the body. Grounding anchors the mind. The mantra gives a positive command. It's like a powerful circuit breaker for anxiety, a multi-layered defense against fear, letting your real voice come through. Let me walk you through the full routine our research suggests. Try it with me now. Feel the effect. Okay, first, sit or stand tall. Good posture. Now gently close your eyes or just focus your gaze on one still object. Next, the 4-2-6 breath. 3 times fully. Inhale, nose 4, hold 2, exhale, mouth 6. Feel yourself relaxing with each cycle. Okay, gently open your eyes. Look around, silently or aloud. Name 2 things you see right now. Then touch your hands together. Feel them. Be present. Listen intently. What sounds can you hear? Even subtle ones. Now whisper your mantra. I am safe. I am learning. I will speak. Take one final, deep, purposeful breath. And now allow yourself a small smile. Just a little one. That smile. It's a signal to your brain. Confidence. Readiness. Now you're ready. See, this isn't magic. It's training. Training your body to stay calm, your brain to trust you, your fear to quiet down so your voice can speak. Fear makes your brain panic, but you have the tools now. Use them. Practice them. Make them a habit.
Absolutely. So you've worked on calming the brain. You've started building strength in private. Where do we go from there? The insights we've studied point clearly towards the power of practicing alone, consistently. Let's be real. The idea of speaking English in public can be scary. Really scary. All those eyes, the expectations. But what if the most crucial practice, the practice that builds real confidence, doesn't happen in front of anyone? What if it happens alone, every day? That's the secret, according to our sources. Consistent, deliberate, private practice. Think about learning to swim. Hey, so you don't just jump in the deep end day one, right? No. You start at the edge. Small movements. Get comfortable. Build confidence step by tiny step. It's the exact same principle for speaking English. The more you train your voice privately, the stronger it gets. So when you do face people, even just one person, your voice is already warmed up. You've practiced the phrases, stumbled, corrected yourself, grown all in a safe zone. Private practice is your safe space. No audience, no pressure for perfection, no accent worries, just the need to speak. And that, our sources emphasize, is key for building genuine confidence.
Okay, so how do we actually do that when we're alone? What are the simple, powerful ways our insights suggest for this private practice? How do we make it really work? Tool number 1, speak in front of a mirror. Seriously. Every day. Just stand in front of a mirror, look yourself in the eye, and speak one sentence. I know, it feels weird at first, maybe even a bit silly, but trust us, it works. The mirror becomes your first audience, a friendly one. You start seeing your expressions, your smile, your confidence building, and yeah, you see your mistakes too. You get comfortable with your own face, your speaking self. Try this. Hi, my name is Listener's Name. Today I want to talk about learning English. I'm happy to practice my speaking. Look yourself in the eye. Speak slowly. Breathe. If you mess up, it's fine. Laugh it off maybe. Start again. No judgment here. Just learning, getting comfortable with being seen, even by yourself. Tool number 2. Record your voice. This one, our sources say, is absolute gold for feedback. Grab your phone, computer, whatever. Record yourself speaking. Listening back might feel strange at first. Your voice often sounds different than you think, but it's incredibly valuable. You'll notice pauses, maybe spots where pronunciation needs work, or if your intonation is a bit flat. It's immediate personal feedback. Crucial for getting better faster. Try recording this. Hello, I am Listener's Name. I am learning English. I want to improve my speaking. Today I practiced one sentence and I feel proud. Listen, reflect honestly, try again. You'll be amazed how quickly you improve just by hearing yourself and tweaking things. Tool number 3, shadow native speakers. Okay, so you're doing your one sentence a day. Great. Now add shadowing. This means listening to a native speaker, YouTube, news, podcasts, short clips work best, and immediately repeating what they say, just a sentence or two at a time. Replay the clip, then copy them. Exactly, like an echo. If they say, today I want to talk about my favorite book, you immediately say, today I want to talk about my favorite book. Focus isn't just understanding, it's matching pronunciation, rhythm, intonation. Mimic their tone, speed, the music of their speech. You're training your mouth and brain to work together. It has 2 big benefits. It improves your pronunciation and accent dramatically, and builds confidence because it feels like you're speaking with someone, even alone. Tool number 4. Use real phrases, not textbook grammar. This is a common trap. Sticking to complex grammar you learn in a book but nobody actually uses in conversation. Real spoken English often uses simple, useful, common phrases, building blocks. Don't waste time on long, complicated sentences you'll never say. Focus on learning practical stuff. Can I have a coffee, please? I don't understand, can you repeat? I'm learning English. Please be patient. Use your daily practice to master these. Practice until they feel natural, automatic. They become your safety net in real conversations. Short, easy, powerful. Tool number 5, fun role play alone. Let's make this fun. Role play by yourself. Yeah, talk to yourself. Pretend you're in different situations. Visualize it, speak it, like ordering food. Hi, can I please have a cheese sandwich and coffee? Pause, smile, imagine the waiter. Thank you, or asking for help. Excuse me, I'm sorry, I don't understand. Can you explain that again? Or small talk. Hello, how are you today? I'm learning English. It's fun to practice. Speak slowly, use gestures, act it out, make it feel real. This prepares your brain's pathways for actual interactions. Every time you do this, real conversations feel less scary.
So what's the absolute key to making this private practice stick, to making it really deliver? The insights boil it down to something incredibly simple but profoundly effective. Commit to just one sentence a day. That's it. That's the core. It takes less than 10 seconds maybe. But the impact over time, huge. Doing just one sentence daily builds that crucial habit. And habits are how we grow long term. It lowers the fear barrier because you're consistently using your voice safely. It increases self-awareness. You hear yourself, notice patterns, see progress. It feels safe, no pressure. And it lays this rock-solid foundation for actual public speaking. The promise here from our research is pretty amazing. Just 2 weeks, one sentence a day, you'll have 14 practice sentences. You will actually start to see and hear improvements. Notice your voice getting clearer, feel confidence growing, so when you do need to speak in front of someone, it won't feel like this massive, impossible leap anymore. So the daily plan looks like this. Pick one simple, useful sentence. Mirror practice, say it 3 times, looking at yourself. Record it, listen, reflect. Shadow a native speaker saying it. Role play a quick scenario using it. Repeat daily. You're doing way more than just practicing grammar here. You're teaching your brain, your body, speaking is safe. It's possible. It can even be fun. You're turning fear into routine, into habit.
Okay, so you've built that strength in private. Practiced alone, used the mirror, recorded your voice, shadowed. That's a huge win. Seriously, acknowledge that. But now, time for the next step. Gently, carefully moving your voice from private practice into public interaction. And don't panic. We're not talking about giving a keynote speech here. The first step into public speaking doesn't need to be big or scary. It just needs to be real. Small, safe, simple, real. That's what we're focusing on now. How to start easy.
Right. And this gentle transition is so important because of how the brain works. Alone. Brain feels safe. Add even one other person. Brain might still go, oh, panic. That's okay. It's normal. It just means you need to continue the training. But now, in public, gradually, same way you did it privately. Small steps, safe spaces, simple words. And let's redefine public speaking for a minute. It's not always presentations. Sometimes it's just one sentence to a stranger, greeting someone in a shop, asking a simple question in class. These tiny moments, they are incredibly powerful. They build real-world confidence slowly, naturally, gently, little by little.
So how do we pick these safe spaces and safe sentences? Let's break it down. First, safe spaces. Where can you speak English without feeling judged or rushed? Think about it. Maybe a friendly coffee shop. Staff there are used to all sorts of people. A quiet bookstore. On the bus or train. Easy. Breeze interaction potential. A classroom where learning and mistakes are expected. To response people are often open, helpful, a kind-looking shopkeeper. You're looking for people who don't expect perfection, who hear different accents all the time, who won't make you feel pressured. Foreign tourists in your city often appreciate simple English. Workers in big cities deal with international folks daily. Those are good starting points. Now for safe sentences. Our research points to sentences that are short, easy, useful, real-world stuff. Not complicated grammar. Simple connection. Your building blocks for conversation. Things like, excuse me, can I sit here? Is the seat taken? Hi, I'm learning English. Can I ask you something? Can I get one tea, please? Where is the bathroom? How much is this? Can you say that again slowly, please? And the goal isn't fancy language. It's basic, clear, confident connection.
Let's try a few now. Say them out loud with me. Feel the intention. Hi, can I sit here? Sorry, I'm learning English. Can you repeat? Thank you. Have a nice day. That's it. That is public speaking. It's foundation. One sentence, one smile, one brave moment.
Exactly. And building on that, let's take role-playing one step further. Role-play in real settings. This time, you imagine yourself out there, in those real places, talking to real people. These mental rehearsals. Incredibly powerful. They prep your brain, reduce anxiety for the real deal. Picture these. Scenario 1. Bus stop, stranger nearby. Mentally practice. Excuse me, is this bus going to Market Street? Imagine them nodding or answering briefly. Scenario 2. Cafe. Approaching the counter. Practice. Hi, can I have one coffee with milk, please? Imagine the exchange. Paying, getting your coffee. Scenario 3. Class. Question pops into your head. Rehearse. Sorry, can I ask a question? Picture raising your hand, teacher calling on you. These little rehearsals, whether just in your head or maybe with a friend, they teach your brain subconsciously. I can speak in real life, I can do this, I've practiced. Makes the actual moment feel less new, less scary. And finally, reflect and repeat. This is crucial. After every small public attempt, pause, reflect. Ask yourself, did I speak? Did they understand me? Did I survive? Most times, the answer is going to be yes. And even if it went a bit wrong, you stumbled. Still a win. Because you tried. You showed up. You grew. Our sources really encourage writing down these daily wins. Tiny ones count. Today I ordered food in English. Waiter smiled. I did it. Or asked for directions. They understood. Even said nothing today, but tomorrow I will try. That's progress too. Remember, progress isn't perfection, it's practice. Brave attempts. The more you speak, the easier it genuinely gets. Your English wasn't meant to stay locked inside. It's meant to come out, connect, make mistakes, build confidence through those mistakes. The only way. Speak, even with fear. Every sentence is a step.
We've covered so much ground. Understanding fear, calming the brain, practicing alone, taking first steps in public. But now we need to hit the really big one, the deepest fear for so many. Making a mistake. In public. That single question, what if I make a mistake? It can just stop you cold, can it? Because underneath is that deeper worry. What will people think? Will they laugh? Correct me rudely. Think I'm not smart. See me as less. It's a powerful fear. Our sources show it silences countless learners, stops them from even trying.
But let me tell you something really important, something I've seen over and over teaching English. Mistakes don't make you small. They make you strong. I genuinely mean that. Because mistakes, they aren't the real enemy. Shame is. And shame grows when you hide, stay silent, expect impossible perfection. Ask yourself this. Who speaks perfect English? Do native speakers never make mistakes? I'm a native speaker, taught English my whole life, and I make mistakes. Forget words, stutter, get nervous sometimes. I remember giving a presentation once to Arabic speakers. I meant to say, let's take a short break. What came out? Let's break short. Uh-oh. Confusion first, then smiles. I paused, realized my mistake, laughed a little myself, said, oops, think I broke my sentence. The whole room laughed with me. It wasn't shame, it became connection. A human moment. Why? Because I didn't hide or panic. I owned it, used a little humor, moved on. And that's a huge secret. Learn to turn mistakes into moments. Human moments, learning moments, empowering moments.
That's such a powerful reframe, turning potential failure into connection. It makes so much sense when you put it like that. And it reminds me of Amina's story from our sources. She prepared intensely for this big university presentation. Practiced slides for weeks, rehearsed every sentence, wrote down every word. Ready, prepared. But the day comes, she's in front of everyone, and blank, mind empty, froze, couldn't speak, hands shaking, lips dry. That awful, painful silence. But then, something brave happened. She took a breath, forced a small smile, and said clearly, "Sorry, I'm nervous, I'm learning English, please be patient." And you know what? The whole room relaxed. Classmates nodded, encouraged her quietly, and she continued. Finished the whole presentation. Not perfectly, no, but proudly. Afterwards, applause. People told her she was brave, because she was. Didn't run, didn't hide. She owned that tough, vulnerable moment. And that's the goal, isn't it? Not perfection, but pride.
That's the heart of it. Knowing mistakes happen, embracing it, our insights give you tools, immediate safety nets or shields for those moments. Simple sentences, not excuses, but signs of confidence, self-awareness. Practice these, internalize them. Sorry, I'm still learning English. That didn't come out right. Let me say it better. I'm nervous, but I'll do my best. Thank you for your patience. Let's say them together, feel their strength. Sorry, I'm still learning English. That didn't come out right. Let me try again. I'm nervous, but I'll do my best. These phrases empower you. See, a confident person isn't someone who never falls. It's someone who knows how to get up, adjust, move forward. You don't need to run from mistakes or feel ashamed. Own the moment. Laugh if you can. Say, yeah, I messed up, and be proud you spoke anyway. Silence feels safe short term, but it keeps you small. Speaking, even with mistakes. That's how you grow. That's how you improve your English.
You know, it's funny. One insight that came through was almost counterintuitive. Making mistakes might actually make people like you more. It's a bit of a secret weapon. Why? Because it makes you real, human, relatable. People connect with effort, authenticity, that shared experience of trying and stumbling, not with impossible perfection. So next time you misspeak, don't panic. Pause. Smile. Fix it quickly if you can, or just keep going. No need for big apologies. Let it be part of the conversation, maybe a story later, like yours. Fluency isn't about knowing every rule perfectly. It's about taking chances, speaking often, falling, rising again. It's dynamic. So remember this, every mistake, step forward, every progress, every frozen moment can end powerfully if you choose to act. And your courage is louder than opinions. Your voice is bigger than fear. You never have to be perfect to be proud.
Your voice truly is a gift. You've journeyed through understanding fear, pressure, silence. And now as we wrap up this deep dive, the most crucial message, your voice is an extraordinary gift. Not just your English skill, I mean your voice. Your unique story, your thoughts, feelings, your perspective. You're not just learning a language, you're learning to express you, to be seen, heard, take up space. And you deserve that space. Please grasp that. Even with simple English, mistakes, shaky hands, a quiet voice at first, you still matter. Your contribution matters. Speaking English publicly, it's about courage, identity, declaring, I am here, I won't hide anymore. Have you ever wanted to share something but stayed silent, had a question but kept quiet, watched others speak easily and wished, I want to do that? You absolutely can, because your voice, right now, it's ready. Not next year, not after another course, now. The world doesn't need perfect English, honestly. It needs real voices. It needs your voice. Your story could help someone. Your ideas could solve problems. Your words could change a life. But only if you speak them.
So what does this all boil down to for you right now? It means it's time for a moment of power, of personal pride. Are you ready? Seriously, if you can't stand up right now. Yeah, really. Hand on your heart, deep breath. Feel your lungs. Now we say this together 3 times, each time with more conviction. Feel it resonate. Say with me clearly, firmly. I am here, I'm learning English, and I'm not afraid anymore. Ha, again, louder. Feel that power build. Ha, I'm here, I'm learning English, and I'm not afraid anymore. One last time. Believe it. Every fiber. Let your voice fill the space. I am here, I'm learning English, and I'm not afraid anymore. Feel that. That's power. Ownership. Your voice stepping into the light, taking its space. Look, nobody gets fluent overnight. Confidence isn't built in a day. It's built in motion, effort. Small, brave steps, day after day. You took steps just listening to this, saying those words. Now keep going. Speak in the store, to a friend, to the mirror, a classmate, shopkeeper, stranger. Speak even if grammar's not perfect, even if your accent's strong. Because speaking makes you stronger, builds fluency, carves your space. Never wait for permission.
Never wait to feel ready. Never wait for perfect. You are ready now. Learning now, growing now. Let the world hear you. Your voice is not weakness, not a mistake. Your voice is a gift. Speak it. So what single brave sentence will you speak today to show yourself and the world that your voice truly matters?
Okay, so have you ever been there? You know, you're in a situation, maybe it's a really important work meeting, or just hanging out with friends, maybe even a family dinner, and you really, really want to speak English. You actually know the words. They're right there in your head, like crystal clear, but your mouth, it just
It won't open, stays shut. Maybe you manage a nervous smile, or pretend you didn't quite hear the question. Maybe you look down at your hands or something. But inside, you knew exactly what you wanted to say. Something just stopped you cold.
Yeah.
Does your heart start like pounding when you even think about speaking English in front of people? Like a drum solo just suddenly starts up in your chest, or your throat feels tight, kind of closing up, and your mind just goes totally blank. All that English you studied so hard for months, maybe years, just poof, vanishes, gone. If any of that sounds familiar, well, welcome. Our sources show you are definitely not alone. Actually, there's this one fascinating statistic from the research we looked at for today. It shows that glossophobia, the fear of public speaking, it affects up to 75% of people worldwide. For lots of people, it's apparently a bigger fear than death even, which is wild. And if you're learning English, this whole thing gets, well, extra layers, doesn't it? Millions of people, really smart, really brave people, face this exact same thing, this fear of speaking English out loud.
And that right there, that is precisely our mission for this deep dive. We've basically taken a whole load of practical advice, strategies that actually work, and distilled it all down. We want to give you a kind of shortcut, really, a clear path to understanding where this fear actually comes from. This isn't about, throwing more grammar rules at you or endless vocabulary lists. Our mission today, pulling from insights in psychology, neuroscience, language learning, it's about giving you practical, simple steps, things you can actually do starting today to break through that fear. We're focusing on training your voice, yes, but maybe even more importantly, training your mind. Because honestly, by the end of this, we want you to really understand and truly believe in your own power to speak English, to really improve. You've put so much work into learning English already. Your voice, your ideas, they absolutely deserve to be heard. And your English, it deserves every chance to grow, to get better, to flourish. That fear you feel. Our sources tell us it's really just a shadow, a temporary block. And today we're going to give you the tools to just walk right past it. Step into speaking confidently.
Okay, let's unpack this then, using what our sources tell us. Okay, so, when English learners feel stuck or nervous about speaking, the first thing they usually blame is their English, right? You hear it all the time, oh, my grammar is not good enough, or I don't have enough words yet, or maybe my pronunciation needs way more work before I can speak in public. You might have even said those exact things yourself. I just need to improve more first. Yeah, but let me ask you something. Maybe this will hit home a bit. Have you ever been practicing English, maybe alone in your room and you're speaking perfectly, like totally fluent, no problems, only to then step into a situation with other people and suddenly you forget everything, like everything you just knew, it just evaporates. See, that's not really about your English level. It's about something much deeper, a very human response.
And that, right there, that's the absolute core truth we need to get our heads around, a key insight from all the sources we reviewed. The real problem, fundamentally, isn't your English. The true opponent here, the barrier, it's fear. This isn't just about language skills. It's deeply connected to performance, to, being seen, being vulnerable. And this kind of fear is incredibly common. Even native English speakers feel it when they have to present or perform. But for English learners, it often gets compounded. It gets stronger because there's this intense worry about making mistakes, about maybe being laughed at or judged for your accent or how fluent you sound. And that can lead to this really deep, almost paralyzing feeling of embarrassment, even shame. There's this great story, an anecdote about Ali from Pakistan. It illustrates this perfectly, and we saw echoes of it in lots of case studies. Ali was super dedicated, studied English really hard for 2 whole years every day. He watched videos, did grammar drills, read books, wrote in a journal. His English, on paper or in private was actually pretty strong. But then there was this moment at a work meeting. All he had to do was introduce himself in English. He knew exactly what to say. He'd practiced it like 8 times. But when his turn came, he just froze completely, said nothing, just a nervous smile and, passed. Afterwards, he was really upset, came to me and said, "Sir, I knew what to say. I practiced so many times, but I couldn't speak. My heart was beating so fast, I forgot everything." And drawing on, lots of similar stories, I just looked at him and said really clearly, "Ali, your English isn't the problem. Your fear is."
So he was a bit shocked at first, but you could see deep down he knew it was true.
Yeah, and what's really interesting here, and something our sources on psychology and the brain explore in depth, is that this fear isn't some kind of character flaw. It's not a personal failing. It's actually your brain, kind of in its own old-fashioned way, trying to protect you. There's a real science behind it. When you stand up in front of people, especially trying to speak another language, your brain can register that as a potential social danger, an emotional threat. And boom, it triggers the old fight or flight system. Suddenly your
Heart's racing, palms get sweaty, maybe your voice shakes, and your thinking brain, the part holding all your vocabulary and grammar, just goes offline, blank. It's not weakness, it's just biology. Our sources, especially ones on stress, explain how the brain tries to keep you safe from emotional pain, for that imagined threat of being embarrassed or judged. When it senses danger, it floods your system with stress hormones, adrenaline, cortisol. These chemicals get your body ready for physical action, like running from a lion, right? And crucially, this response puts non-essential things on the back burner, things like complex thinking, language recall. That stuff happens in the prefrontal cortex. So your thinking brain basically gets short-circuited. That's why even simple words disappear. But here's the key. Speaking English isn't actually life or death. You don't need to run. You don't need to hide. It's an emotional alarm going off for a non-physical threat. And we can learn to turn down that alarm.
Exactly. So the key, based on studies in emotional regulation, cognitive behavioral therapy, all that stuff, it's about training your brain to stay calm. And that starts, fundamentally, with shifting your mindset. You might not fully buy this yet, but it is absolutely okay to make mistakes. It's okay. It's okay to say something wrong. It's even okay to pause, catch yourself, correct yourself, try again. Why? Because mistakes aren't roadblocks. They are a necessary, totally normal, universally accepted part of learning anything new. Think about it. When you see someone trying to speak your first language, even if they mess up a lot, do you usually laugh? No. Almost always you feel respect.
Right.
A connection, because you see their effort, their bravery, their vulnerability. Our sources consistently show people respect courage way more than perfection. They hear your effort. They will listen. But this shift, this growth mindset, as psychologists like Carol Dweck call it, it can't happen if fear is winning. And fear wins when you tell yourself, I'm not good enough, or maybe next time, or you get stuck in that loop of, what if they laugh? That's when fear becomes the boss of your voice. But guess what? You are the boss. And today, right now, you can take that power back. Start saying this to yourself, inside, outside, whatever works. I will speak even if I make mistakes. I will try even if I feel nervous. I will grow even if I fail sometimes. That mental switch from demanding perfection to embracing courage, it's everything. Because courage, real courage, isn't about not feeling fear. It's about speaking despite the fear. It's being willing to show up. Okay, here's something powerful, something actionable I want you to try with me right now. Say this out loud. Feel the words. My English is not perfect, but I am learning. I will speak. I will improve. I will not let fear stop me. Hey, say it again. Feel the strength in your voice. Say it every morning. Say it before you go into an English conversation, big or small. Keep saying it until your brain, that protective part of you, understands that fear is just a feeling, a temporary thing, not the final word on what you can do. Your grammar, it'll get better. Your vocabulary, it'll grow. Your accent, it'll get clearer. But all of that, every single improvement in your English starts with one decision: to speak, even when you're scared. Your English isn't the core issue. Fear is. And fear, our sources are clear. It can absolutely be conquered.
Building right on that and knowing that brain response can feel so intense. Our next section gets really practical. How do we actually translate this understanding into things you can do? This is where it gets really interesting. Right, so we've nailed down that the main issue isn't your English skill itself, but the fear. That fear comes from your brain going into survival mode when it thinks there's emotional danger, judgment, failure, embarrassment. Let's paint that picture again. Imagine someone asks you to introduce yourself in English, class, meeting, dinner, whatever, and instantly, wham, heart pounds, mouth goes dry, hands might get cold, and simple phrases like, my name is, just disappear, completely gone. Sound familiar? Ringing any bells? That instant physical reaction. It's not because your English suddenly got worse. It's that old fight or flight response kicking in, like we talked about. Back in the day, it was great for escaping actual physical threats, tigers, heart races, body preps to run or fight. Mind focuses only on survival, shuts down other stuff. Now, there aren't any tigers in the meeting room, obviously, but your brain sometimes struggles to tell the difference between physical danger and emotional danger. When it senses the threat of public speaking, the fear of being judged, it sends out the same stress signals. Heart rate spikes, breathing gets shallow and fast, and critically, your thinking brain, the prefrontal cortex where your language lives, it gets less resources. That's literally why you forget words you know perfectly well.
Okay, so the big question, based on all the research we've looked at, is how do we consciously stop this? How do we actually calm the brain down and get back in control of our voice when we need it most? And the good news is, and this is a huge takeaway from studies on stress management, performance psychology, there are simple, really powerful techniques that genuinely work. I've used these with so many students, and the difference can be amazing. They're easy, totally free, and they can completely change how you feel before and during speaking. They actively help you improve your English practice by making it possible. Okay, first up, The 4-second breathing technique. This is your immediate go-to, your emergency brake for anxiety. Before you have to speak English in public, even if it's just one sentence, take a moment. Stop. Breathe deliberately. This directly calms your nervous system, lowers those stress hormones like cortisol. Here's how. Breathe in deeply through your nose. Slow count of 4 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now hold that breath for 2 seconds. 1, 2. Then exhale slowly through your mouth for 2 seconds. 1, 2. Let's try it now. Together. Inhale. Pause 4s. Hold. Pause 2s. Exhale. Pause 2s. Again. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Can you feel that shift? Even just one cycle. Your heart rate starts to slow. Your brain feels a bit calmer. You feel more present right here, right now. It pulls you out of that anxious what if spiral. Our sources suggest doing this for maybe 2 to 10 minutes before you speak, but honestly, even just 3 breaths can make a real difference. Okay, tool number 2. This one comes from mindfulness and sensory awareness. Ground yourself with your senses. When fear hits, your mind wants to race ahead, imagining disaster or replay past awkward moments. This technique yanks it back to the safe, real present. It uses something called interoception, your brain's ability to sense your body and connect to the world around you. So look around you right now. Name 5 specific things you can see. Really notice them: colors, shapes, details. Now touch something nearby. Feel the texture of your shirt, the table, maybe a cool glass. Really focus on the sensation. Listen. What sounds can you hear, even faint ones? The hum of electronics, distant traffic. Tune in. Any smells. Coffee maybe. Fresh air. And finally, take one more deep grounding breath. Doing this, engaging multiple senses, it pulls your brain out of panic mode, what if I forget, and anchors it in the present. I'm here, I'm okay.
Yeah.
And the great thing is, you can do this super discreetly. No one needs to know, but your brain will respond. It will calm down. And the third tool, maybe the most direct way to talk back to your fear. Speak a calming mantra in easy English. This is backed by cognitive psychology. It works because it replaces that negative self-talk with something positive and actionable. Before you speak, say a simple sentence. Out loud is great, but even just whispering or saying it in your head works. A sentence that tells your brain, it's okay, I can do this. Some really effective ones. I am calm. I am ready. I will speak. Mistakes are okay. I am learning. Or maybe I don't have to be perfect. I just have to try. Well, let's try one now. Say it with me. I am calm. I am ready. I will speak. Now again, maybe a bit louder. Feel it. I am calm. I am ready. I will speak. Calm. Feel the difference. These words are like direct messages to your brain. When you say them, your brain listens. It slows down, it focuses, and it lets your real voice come through. Helps you improve your English by actually using it.
The real magic happens when you weave these 3 techniques together into a kind of routine, a sequence. It's not just about random tricks. It's about building a pattern your brain learns to associate with feeling safe and in control. Let's walk through it right now. Try to do it with me, okay? Actively participate. First, sit or stand tall. Feel your feet on the floor, your posture, ground yourself. You can close your eyes or just gently focus on something still in the room. Helps minimize distraction. Okay, now do that 4-second breathing we practiced. Inhale nose, 4, hold 2. Exhale mouth, 2. Let's do that 3 times. Slowly. Good. Now open your eyes, look around. Silently or just in your head, name 3 different things you see right near you. Engage your vision. Now your sense of touch. Touch your hands together. Feel the texture. Or feel the surface you're sitting on. Listen again. What sounds are present right now? Just notice them. And finally whisper your calming mantra. Maybe, I am safe, I am learning, I will speak. Take one last deep breath in and out. And then just a little smile. Even a tiny one sends a positive signal back to your brain. Confidence. Ease. See, this isn't magic.
It's training, solid behavioral science. You're actively training your body to stay calm under pressure. You're training your brain to trust you, to know this situation isn't really dangerous. And you're systematically teaching that fear to quiet down so your authentic voice, your English voice, can actually come out. Fear makes your brain panic, right? But now you have these solid tools to calm it down. Use them, practice them, make them yours. So what's the takeaway here for improving your English? It means you have tools right now to manage that panic, to unlock what you already know. And now that you have ways to find that calm voice, that calm mind, let's figure out how to practice speaking English alone, building that solid confidence behind the scenes first.
You know, the thought of speaking in public, especially in a language you're still learning, it can feel huge, really daunting. But what if I told you, based on, well, tons of experience from language learners and coaches, that the most crucial practice, the really game-changing stuff, it doesn't actually happen in front of an audience. It happens when you're alone. Every single day. That's kind of the secret weapon. Dedicated, consistent, private practice. And today, I want to show you exactly how to make those solo sessions incredibly powerful for improving your English speaking. Think about learning to swim. It's a good analogy we found in our sources. You wouldn't just jump straight into the deep end on day one, right? Of course not. You start at the edge, shallow water. You practice small things, build confidence bit by bit, mastering the basics in a safe space. It's exactly the same principle with speaking English. The more you deliberately practice in private, the stronger your voice gets, the smoother your thoughts flow into words. So when you do step in front of people, your voice is already used to making those English sounds. You've already practiced, maybe stumbled, corrected yourself, and grown all in your safe space. Private practice is your sanctuary. Nobody's watching, nobody's judging. You don't need perfect grammar there. You don't need a perfect accent. You just need to open your mouth and speak. And that act of speaking regularly, even just to yourself, that truly makes all the difference in your English improvement journey. So here are some really key techniques for nailing your private practice. These are proven ways to build that core speaking confidence. First one, and yeah, it might feel a bit weird at first, speak in front of a mirror every day. Just stand in front of a mirror and speak one sentence, or even just a short phrase. I know it can feel a little awkward or silly initially, but trust me, it works wonders for building self-awareness and just getting comfortable with yourself speaking. The mirror becomes like a friendly, non-judgmental audience. You start to see your own expressions, your smile, how you look when you feel confident. You also see your mistakes, maybe when you hesitate. It helps you get comfortable with your own face, the person you are when you speak. Try something simple. Like, hi, my name is your name. Today, I want to talk about learning English. I'm happy to practice my speaking. Make sure you look yourself in the eye. Speak slowly. Remember to breathe. Let yourself pause. And if you mess up, totally fine. Stop. Maybe even laugh a little. That self-compassion is key. And just start again. No judgment here. Just valuable practice and growth. Okay, second technique. Record your voice. Just use your phone, your computer, whatever. Record yourself speaking, then listen back straight away. Yeah, listening back can feel strange too. Your voice might sound different than you expect. That's super common. But that recording, it's pure gold. Seriously, it's like athletes watching game tapes. This audio feedback is priceless for self-correction and awareness. You'll notice where you pause may be too long, where your pronunciation could use a tweak, maybe where your intonation sounds a bit flat or unnatural. It's direct feedback, no filter. And feedback, our sources confirm, is how we improve. It helps you fix things yourself. Try recording a simple prompt like, hello, I am your name, I'm learning English, I want to improve my speaking. Today I practiced one sentence and I feel proud. Oh, listen. Think about it. Maybe even write down what you said. Then try again. You'll be amazed how fast your spoken English sharpens up. Third, shadow native speakers. So practicing one sentence a day is great. Now add shadowing to that. Shadowing just means repeating right after a native speaker, like their shadow, just 1 or 2 sentences at a time. Find short, clear audio clips, YouTube, news, podcasts, whatever works. Pick a short bit, play it, then immediately repeat what they said. Copy them as closely as you can. So if they say, today I want to talk about my favorite book, you immediately say, today I want to talk about my favorite book. No, don't just focus on the words. Focus on their pronunciation, the rhythm, the melody. The sentence linguists call it prosody. Try to match their tone, their speed where they pause. Don't stress about understanding every single word. The main goal here is training your mouth and brain to work together, getting the feel for natural English flow, building muscle memory for speech. Shadowing does 2 amazing things. Drastically improves your pronunciation and rhythm, and builds confidence because it feels like you're speaking with someone, even alone. Fourth, and this is a really common trap, use real phrases, not textbook grammar. A frequent mistake is getting too hung up on complex grammar rules from textbooks when trying to speak. It can actually slow you down. Real spoken English, it relies a lot on simple, common, functional chunks of language. So don't try to memorize super long, complicated sentences from a grammar book for everyday chat. Instead, learn short, useful building blocks. Phrases you can mix and match easily. Things like, can I have a coffee, please? I don't understand. Can you repeat? I'm learning English. Please be patient. Use your 1 sentence a day practice to master these real-life phrases. Practice them until they feel automatic. They become your safety net in actual conversations. Short, easy, and super powerful for navigating situations while you build up more complex stuff. And finally, let's make this private practice fun. Role play alone. Yeah, seriously, talk to yourself. Pretend you're in different everyday situations. It's a fantastic way to simulate real interactions without any pressure. Imagine, okay, scenario 1, ordering food. Hi, can I please have a cheese sandwich and coffee? Pause. Smile. Imagine the reply. Thank you. Scenario 2, asking for help. Excuse me, I'm sorry, I don't understand. Can you explain again?
Yeah.
Scenario 3, making small talk. Hello, how are you today? I'm learning English. It's actually fun. Speak slowly, use gestures, really get into it if it helps. This makes the practice feel real. It builds quiet courage. Every time you role play, even alone, you're training your brain and body for the real deal, making real interactions feel less scary and improving your English fluency naturally.
And underpinning all of this, the real magic is the core idea. The one sentence a day approach, just one sentence. That's the secret to keeping going. Based on everything we know about habit formation, it takes, less than 30 seconds? But the long-term impact, it's huge. You're building a consistent daily habit. It removes that overwhelming feeling of, oh my God, I have so much to learn. It naturally lowers your fear of speaking because you're doing it regularly, safely. It makes you more aware of your own voice, how you sound. It feels safe, no pressure, no judgment, tackling that effective filter that can block learning. And crucially, it lays this really strong foundation for all your future English-speaking growth. I mean, think about it. Just 2 weeks, that's 14 practice sentences. A month, 30. You will start seeing real improvement. You'll notice your voice getting clearer, more confident. You feel your confidence growing steadily. And then when that moment comes, when you need to speak in front of people, it won't feel like this massive, impossible mountain anymore. It'll feel more like a path you've already started walking down. So your daily private practice plan.
It's beautifully simple. 1. Pick one sentence. Simple, useful, real-life stuff. 2. Mirror. Stand there. Say it 3 times. Look yourself in the eye. Connect. 3. Record. Say it. Listen back. Reflect. What do you notice? 4. Shadow, if you can. Find a native speaker saying it. Repeat after them. Get the rhythm. 5. Role play. Use the sentence in a quick, imagined scenario. And just do that every day. This consistent effort, as our research strongly suggests, is how you teach your brain, your body, that speaking English is safe. It's possible. It can even be fun. You're actively reprogramming fear into a comfortable, productive routine, an empowering one. So you're basically rewiring your brain, showing it that speaking English is okay, even good, turning fear into habit. The vital next question is, how do we take this private confidence and gently move it to a public sphere?
Right. You've already scored a massive win by committing to that private practice, speaking alone, using the mirror, recording your voice. That's huge foundational work. Huge. But now, it's time for that essential next step, building the bridge from your private world to the public one. And don't worry, this isn't about suddenly giving a TED Talk or addressing a huge crowd. Not at all. The first steps into speaking publicly don't need to be scary or grand. They just need to be real, authentic, and feel manageable for you. Why is this bridge so important? Well, when you speak English alone, your brain feels safe, right? It's protected. But the moment even just one other person is there, your brain can, very naturally, start to feel that panic rising again, triggering that fight or flight. That's completely normal. Our sources on social anxiety talk about this a lot. It just means you need to train in public using the same gentle, step-by-step approach you used in private. Small steps, safe places, simple words. Remember, public speaking isn't always a formal presentation. Sometimes it's just saying one sentence to a stranger at the bus stop, or greeting the cashier at the store, or asking a quick question in class. These tiny moments of bravery, they're incredibly powerful. They build real-world confidence bit by bit, gently, naturally. They slowly tell your brain, see, this is okay too.
Okay, so how do you actually pick these safe speaking zones? Places where you can start practicing without feeling totally overwhelmed. Step 1 is finding environments where the pressure feels lower, where perfection isn't expected. Think about places where you can speak a little English without feeling intensely judged. Maybe a coffee shop when it's not too busy, a quiet corner in a bookstore, on the bus or train you're around people, but maybe just a quick interaction. A language class is perfect, obviously, everyone's learning. Tourist spots can be good too, simple English is common, or maybe chatting briefly with a patient shopkeeper, or just a kind-looking stranger who doesn't seem rushed. The main goal here, based on what our sources on social interactions suggest, is finding people who aren't expecting flawless English. People who are probably used to hearing different accents, and importantly, people who won't rush you, give you a moment. Like foreign tourists visiting your area. They often really appreciate it when someone tries to speak English. Even simple phrases shows friendliness. Or think about workers in big city stores or cafes. They deal with international folks all day. They're often used to speaking clearly, understanding different accents. These are your low-stakes, high-reward zones for starting to improve your English in real interactions.
Right. Once you've scouted out some safe zones, the next crucial step, just as vital as the calming techniques, is preparing your safe sentences. Think of these as your go-to phrases for these real interactions. Short, easy, super useful. Your verbal toolkit. Things like, excuse me, can I sit here? Or, is this seat taken? Simple stuff you could try. Hi, I'm learning English. Can I ask you something? That's a fantastic opener, really disarming. Or when ordering, can I get 1 tea, please? Basic functional questions. Where's the bathroom? How much is this? Perfect starting points. And for when you don't catch something, can you say that again slowly, please? So useful and polite. The key thing with these sentences, as communication experts emphasize, is they're about connection, getting something done, successful communication. Not about showing off complex grammar. They're functional. They meet immediate needs. Let's try a few now. Say them out loud with me. Feel how practical they are. Hi, can I sit here? Sorry, I'm learning English. Can you repeat? Thank you. Have a nice day. That's it. That is public speaking in its most basic, essential form. One sentence, one smile, one brave little moment that builds your confidence and actively improves your English.
Okay, now let's bring back the role-playing we did for private practice, but level it up slightly. This time, really visualize yourself outside in one of those safe zones, talking to actual people. This mental rehearsal is a technique athletes and performers use all the time. It primes your brain. Okay, picture this. Scene 1. You're at the bus stop. Someone else is waiting. Take a breath, maybe use your mantra silently. Then lean over slightly. Excuse me, is this bus going to Market Street? Imagine them answering. Then say thank you. Feel that success. Scene 2. Cafe. Walking up to the counter. Calm yourself first. Then, confidently, hi, can I have 1 coffee with milk, please? Picture the whole exchange. Success again. Scene 3. Class. You have a question? Hand up, maybe. Sorry, can I ask a question? Then what does this word mean? These might seem like tiny mental run-throughs, but they are so powerful. They're literally teaching your brain, see, I could do this in real life, building those new pathways for confidence.
And after every single one of these small public moments, whether it was just in your head or actually happened, it's so important to pause and reflect. This reflection, this metacognition is key for locking in the learning. Ask yourself, okay, did I actually speak? Did they understand me? Did I survive? Spoiler, you always survive. Most of the time, the answer to all 3 will be a definite yes. And even if something went a bit sideways, maybe you stumbled or mispronounced something, it is still a massive win. Why? Because you tried, you showed up, you took action, you grew a little bit. I really recommend writing down these daily wins, just 1 sentence in a notebook, like, today I ordered coffee in English. The barista smiled, I did it. Or, asked someone for directions today, they understood me, felt proud. Even thought about asking a question, but chickened out. Tomorrow I will use my sentence. Acknowledging the process is good too. This reinforces your progress, validates your courage. Remember what our sources keep telling us. Progress isn't perfection. Progress is practice. Showing up, taking those small steps. And the more you speak, the easier it genuinely gets. The more your English actually improves. Real growth happens out there, in the real world. And this whole approach, inevitably, leads us right to what many people feel is the absolute biggest fear. What happens when you make mistakes?
Yes, mistakes. The big one, that deep nagging fear that keeps so many English learners silent. It's not just fear of speaking or even fear of people sometimes. It's that specific dread, that moment. What if I make a mistake in public? That single question. It can shut down the most practiced voice, freeze the bravest learner. Because wrapped up in that fear is an even bigger one, isn't it? What will people think of me? We worry so much about being laughed at, about someone correcting us rudely, about people thinking we're, unintelligent or somehow less than because our English isn't perfect yet or we have an accent. We've kind of absorbed this idea that mistakes equal failure and showing vulnerability is weakness, the paralyzing way to think, right? This constant chase for error-free speech. But what if I told you that entire perspective is, well, just wrong?
Let me be really honest here. Something incredibly important, something I've seen again and again over years of teaching and studying communication. Mistakes do not make you small. They make you strong. Yes, I absolutely mean that. And it's a truth you see echoed in research on resilience, on how we learn best. Because mistakes, they aren't the real enemy here. Shame is. And shame only gets power when you hide, when you stay silent, when you hold yourself to some impossible, inhuman standard of perfection. Seriously, think about it. Who on this planet speaks perfect English all the time without ever messing up? Do you honestly think native speakers never make mistakes, never forget a word, never stumble over a sentence? I'm a native speaker. I've lived and breathed English my whole life, and I still say things wrong sometimes. I forget words. I get nervous, especially if I'm talking about something complex or I'm under pressure. I remember this one time giving a presentation to a group, mostly Arabic speakers. I meant to say, let's take a short break. But what came out was, let's break short. People looked confused for a second, then a few started to smile. I paused, realized what I had said, and just laughed at myself. I said, oops, guess I broke my sentence there.
Yeah.
What I meant was, let's take a short break. And the whole room laughed with me. That moment, it could have been mortifying, right? But instead, it became this funny little story, a moment of connection, not shame. Why? Because I didn't hide. I didn't panic. I didn't let that oh no feeling take over. I just acknowledged it with a bit of humor and moved on. And that's a huge secret. Turn your mistake into a human moment, a learning moment, a powerful moment. It's a chance to show you're real.
We have another great example, the story of Amina. She's kind of a composite of many real students we've seen. She was prepping for this big university presentation, put in weeks of effort, practiced her slides constantly, rehearsed her English every night, wrote down every single sentence. But when the day came, standing up there in front of everyone, the pressure just hit her. Her mind went totally blank. She just froze, couldn't speak, hands shaking, lips dry. Just this long, awful silence hanging in the air. Felt like forever. But then Amina did something amazing, really brave. Spontaneous courage, the kind our sources on public speaking really encourage. She took a deep breath. She gave this small, maybe shaky but genuine smile. And she said quietly but clearly, "Sorry, I'm nervous. I'm learning English. Please be patient." And you know what happened? The whole vibe in the room shifted. Everyone relaxed. You could see classmates nodding like, it's okay. A wave of empathy. And then slowly she started again. Recalled her sentences. Paused sometimes. Corrected herself sometimes. She got through the whole presentation. Not perfectly. No way. But proudly. Head held high. Afterwards, people clapped.
Some even came up and said, wow, you were brave. Because she was. She didn't run, didn't hide, didn't dissolve. She owned the moment, turned potential disaster into a personal victory. And that's what we want for you. Not perfection, pride. Improving your English by daring to use it, warts and all.
So to help you own those moments, because mistakes will happen, it's inevitable. Here are some super practical, empowering sentences you can keep in your back pocket. Think of them as your verbal first aid kit, your shields against that inner critic. Sorry, I'm still learning English. Simple, honest. Or, this one shows initiative. Can I try that again? Maybe that didn't come out right. Let me say it better. Or something vulnerable and relatable. I'm nervous, but I'll do my best. And a really powerful one that invites kindness. Thank you for your patience. Say these out loud now. Practice them. Get them ready. Sorry, I'm still learning English. That didn't come out right. Let me try again. I'm nervous, but I'll do my best. These aren't excuses. They are signs of real confidence. Self-awareness, a strong growth mindset. Because think about it, a truly confident person isn't someone who never trips. It's someone who knows how to get back up after tripping. Someone who can say, whoops, and keep walking. You don't need to run from mistakes. You definitely don't need to feel ashamed. You need to own the moment. Be able to laugh sometimes when things go wrong. To say, yeah, I messed that up. And still feel proud you spoke at all. Because silence, staying quiet, it feels safe for a second, maybe. But long term, it keeps you small. It keeps you stuck in fear. Speaking, even with mistakes, that's how you grow. That's how you truly improve your English skills.
And, here's a little secret, something social psychology tells us. When you make a mistake and handle it gracefully, maybe with a bit of humor, or just calmly correcting yourself, people often actually like you more. Why? Because you become real, human, relatable, authentic. People don't connect with robotic perfection. They connect with effort, with vulnerability, with someone who's clearly trying. Think about it. Who do you feel more comfortable around? Someone who seems flawlessly perfect and maybe a bit intimidating. Or someone who can laugh at themselves, who feels approachable, human. Almost always the second one, right? So the next time you say something wrong, just pause, smile, fix it if you can easily, or just keep going. You don't need a big explanation every time. Just keep the conversation flowing. Let that little mistake become part of the story. Maybe something funny you look back on, like our experts' break short moment. Because honestly, the most fluent speakers, they aren't the ones with perfect grammar memorized. They're the ones who take risks, speak often, fall down, and get back up again and again, fearlessly improving their English with every single attempt. So please remember this. Every mistake is genuinely a step forward. Every little oops is a seed of progress. Every time you freeze but then manage to finish, that's a massive win. Just keep going. And if someone does laugh or judge, honestly, that says way more about them, their insecurity, than it does about you. Your courage is so much louder than their judgment. Your voice is way bigger than your fear. And you never, ever, ever have to be perfect to be proud. Which brings us, we connect all this to the bigger picture, to seeing your voice as this incredible gift, as the ultimate expression of you and your whole journey to improve your English.
Okay, this is it. We've reached the heart of it all, the core message. Your voice is a gift. And I don't just mean your ability to speak English words. I mean your unique story, your thoughts, your feelings, your perspective, your whole identity. You're not just learning grammar rules and vocabulary lists. You are learning to express who you are, to be seen, to be heard, to take up your rightful space in the world. And I need you to hear this, really hear it, something our sources consistently reinforce. You deserve that space, unequivocally, even if your English is simple right now, even if you make mistakes, even if your hands shake when you talk, even if your voice starts out quiet. You still matter. Your contribution is valuable. Speaking English in public, it's not just about language proficiency. It is an act of profound courage. It's about identity. It's about standing up and saying, maybe quietly at first, but firmly, I am here, and I am not going to hide anymore. Have you ever had that brilliant idea pop into your head, but you stayed silent? That important question you wanted to ask, but held back? Have you ever watched other people speaking and just wished, really wished, if only I could do that? You can. You absolutely can. Because your voice, right now, today, is ready to begin. Not when your English is magically perfect someday. Not after you finish one more course. Not next year. Now. Your real journey to improve your English happens when you start speaking and keep speaking.
And here's the undeniable truth that just shines through everything we've looked at in this deep dive. The world does not need more perfect English. What the world desperately needs are more real voices. Your voice. Your unique story might be exactly what someone else needs to hear. Your ideas could help solve a problem. Your words, even just a few simple ones, could genuinely connect, inspire, maybe even change a life. But only if you speak them. Only if you give them sound.
So I want to give you a moment right now, a moment of real power, real pride. As we wrap up this deep dive, we're going to say a short, powerful affirmation together, just 3 sentences. But these 3 sentences, they have the potential to really shift how you see yourself, to cement your commitment to improving your English through brave action. Are you ready? I really encourage you, if you can, stand up right now. Yes, physically stand up. Put your hand over your heart. Take a deep, slow breath in and out. Feel the air, now say this with me, out loud, with conviction. Feel the truth of it vibrate in your chest. My name is your name, I'm learning English, and I'm not afraid anymore. Say it again, louder this time. Let it resonate from your core. My name is your name, I'm learning English, and I'm not afraid anymore. One more time. Strongest yet. Say it like you own it, every single syllable. My name is your name, I'm learning English, and I'm not afraid anymore. Feel that. That energy, that's power, that's ownership. That's your voice stepping fully into the light, claiming its space.
Look, nobody gets fluent overnight. Nobody gets totally confident instantly. It doesn't work like that. But confidence, it isn't built by waiting silently for perfection. It's built in motion, in trying, and taking those small, brave steps again and again and again. You've already taken huge steps just by being here for this deep dive, by listening, engaging with these ideas, maybe even saying those affirmations. And now is your turn to keep going, to put this into practice for your own English improvement. Speak at the store checkout. Speak to a friend online. Speak to yourself in the mirror every morning. Speak even if the grammar isn't quite right. Speak even if your accent feels strong. Because speaking is exactly what makes you stronger. It's what sharpens your skills. It's what builds real fluency. We believe in your voice. We believe in your journey. And we believe fundamentally in your right to speak up. Anywhere, anytime, in any language you choose. So here's our final message from us to you. Never wait for permission. Never wait until you feel perfectly ready. Never wait for unattainable perfection. You're ready enough now. You are learning now. You are growing now.
Let the world hear what you have to say. Your voice is not a weakness. Your voice is not a mistake. Your voice is a gift. Speak it. Hashtag tag outro.
So you've just finished this deep dive into conquering that fear of speaking English in public. You've got real, practical, research-backed steps now. But remember, these steps only work if you actually take them, if you use them, if you act. So please don't just finish listening and think, okay, maybe tomorrow, or yeah, one day I'll try that. No, speak today, right now, if possible. Take just one tiny step you learned about. Say one brave sentence out loud to someone. This whole deep dive, it's really about becoming more confident, more powerful, and ultimately more fully you.
Your voice matters. Speak it. Okay, so picture this. You're in a room. Maybe it's work, maybe uni, could even just be dinner with friends, and the conversation's flowing, maybe it's in English, and you have something really good to add, like a point or a question or just, a story.
Right, you've got the idea clear in your head.
Exactly. The words, the grammar, it's all there.
Yeah.
You've maybe even said it out loud to yourself.
Okay.
But then you go to speak, or you even just think about speaking, and bam! This wave just hits you.
That feeling. Yeah.
Your heart starts hammering, right? Throat gets tight. And all those perfect English sentences you had lined up, gone. Totally gone.
Huh.
Mind blank.
Mhm.
You might just like nod or look away.
Yeah.
You know what you wanted to say, but something just stops you.
And if that sounds familiar, even a little bit,
Yeah.
then you're absolutely in the right place because honestly, you're not alone in this.
Mm.
Not by a long shot.
It happens to so many people, right?
Yeah.
Smart, capable people.
Millions. It's a really common human thing. And that shared experience, that's exactly what we're diving into today. Our goal here isn't, to throw more grammar rules at you or lists of fancy words. Instead, we're going deep, really focusing on what's actually holding you back, which is, well, it's fear.
The fear itself.
Precisely. We want to help you understand where it comes from, but more than that, give you some really practical, solid tools and strategies to start taking it apart.
Actionable stuff.
Exactly. This isn't just about improving English in the old-fashioned sense. It's more about training your body's reactions, tweaking how you think about it, and just fundamentally changing how you feel about your own voice.
That makes sense.
We really want to stress this. Your voice, your ideas, they deserve to be heard. All that effort you put into learning English, it shouldn't be silenced by anxiety, that fear feeling. It's real, it's neurological, but it doesn't have to be the boss of you. Today is about finding the understanding and maybe the courage to move past it.
And we're basing this on quite a bit of research and experience.
Right. Absolutely. We've pulled together insights from, cognitive psychology, language learning research, and also just the real-world experiences of loads of learners and public speaking coaches, too.
It's grounded stuff.
Very grounded. It's not just theory. It's about proven strategies specifically designed to help you tackle this specific challenge, speaking English in public, without that fear taking over, paving the way for, a more confident you.
Okay, I'm ready. Let's unpack this.
Okay.
So let's tackle a really common idea first, something I hear all the time from English learners.
Okay.
When they talk about why they struggle to speak, they almost never say, I'm scared. They usually say things like,
My grammar's bad.
exactly, or I don't have enough words, or my accent's awful. They genuinely think the problem is their English.
Right, the linguistic skill itself.
Yeah, so they think, I just need to study more, then I'll be able to speak in front of people.
Which can become this endless cycle, right? Never feeling quite ready.
Totally.
Mm-hmm.
But think about this, and be honest with yourself listening.
Mhm.
How many times have you been alone, maybe practicing for something, or just talking in your head,
Mm-hmm.
and your English is perfect, like really good, you're making complex points, using good vocab, sentences are fine.
Flowing nicely.
Yeah. But then you step into a room with other people, even just one other person.
And it all vanishes.
Everything just evaporates. That fluency, that confidence you felt literally moments before, gone.
And that specific moment, that contrast, that's where we find the real truth.
Okay.
The actual opponent here isn't your English level. It is almost always fear.
Just fear.
Plain and simple. And look, this isn't unique to learning English. It's a fundamental human thing. Even really fluent native speakers get performance anxiety.
Right, like stage fright.
Exactly. It's
Okay.
about being seen, being judged, feeling vulnerable when you put yourself out there.
Makes sense.
I worked with this fantastic student, Ali, from Pakistan. He'd spent 2 solid years studying English really intensively.
Wow, 2 years.
Yeah, reading, watching shows, doing all the exercises, keeping a journal, his understanding, his reading and listening. Excellent. He got complex stuff.
Because his English was good.
Oh, absolutely. But then he had this work meeting, and all he had to do was introduce himself. Simple, right?
You'd think so.
He completely froze. He told me later his heart was pounding, ears ringing, mind totally blank. He knew his name, his job title.
But couldn't say it.
Couldn't get it out. Just managed a nervous smile and waved his turn away. He was devastated afterwards. Came to me saying, Sir, I knew exactly what to say. I practiced it, but I looked at them and nothing.
Oh, that's tough.
And my response to him, it surprised him at first. I said, Ali, your English is not the problem here. Your fear is.
That must have been a bit of a shock.
It was, but it was the turning point. He had the language skills. What he lacked was the ability to manage his emotional state under pressure.
And for English learners, there's that extra layer, isn't there?
Exactly. It's not just general stage fright. It's the specific fear of saying a word wrong, using the wrong grammar, sounding stupid, or, being laughed at.
Yeah, the judgment fear.
Which leads to feeling embarrassed, feeling ashamed. And that feeling is incredibly powerful at making you just want to shut down and not try again.
So what's actually happening in our brains when this fear hits? Is it like a weakness?
Not at all. And this is fascinating. It's not a flaw in your character. It's actually your brain trying to protect you based on, like, ancient programming.
To protect me from speaking English.
Well, protect you from what it perceives as danger. When you're about to speak a second language publicly, your brain's alarm system, the limbic system, especially a part called the amygdala, flags it as a potential threat.
A threat, like a tiger.
Kind of. Not a physical tiger, obviously, but an emotional one. The threat of being judged, failing, being embarrassed. Social threats.
Okay.
So your brain triggers the fight or flight response. Adrenaline, cortisol flood your system, heart races, breathing gets shallow.
All the symptoms Lily described.
Exactly. And crucially, the thinking part of your brain, the prefrontal cortex, the part you need for language planning, remembering words, it kind of gets sidelined.
It goes offline.
Pretty much. Survival mode takes over. Language isn't essential when you think you need to run from a tiger. That's why you suddenly forget words you definitely know.
Wow. So it's just biology.
It's pure neurobiology,
Yeah.
an old system reacting to a modern situation. The absolute key insight, though, is you are not in physical danger. Speaking English won't kill you.
Right. No tigers in the meeting room.
Exactly. You don't need to run. You don't need to hide. You just need to convince your brain of that.
So how do we do that? How do we reprogram that response?
It starts with a really fundamental shift in your mindset, a conscious choice to retrain that emotional brain.
Okay.
And the core belief you need to build really internalizes this. It is absolutely 100% okay to make mistakes.
That sounds simple, but it feels huge.
It is huge. It's okay to mess up pronunciation. It's okay to use the wrong tense. It's okay to pause, backtrack, correct yourself. Mistakes aren't failure signs. They're just learning signs, data points.
Feedback, not failure.
Exactly. And think about it. Do you respect perfection in others? Or do you respect courage?
Courage, definitely.
Right. When you see someone trying to speak your language, maybe struggling a bit, making mistakes, what do you feel?
Usually respect. Like, good on them for trying.
Exactly. You feel respect, maybe connection. You don't usually think, what an idiot.
Yeah.
You admire the effort. And guess what? Most people will feel the same way about you when you try in English.
So people respect the effort, not the perfection.
Absolutely. Fear wins when you let that inner critic take over, the voice saying, I'm not good enough, or I'll try next time, or what if they laugh?
Some fear's in charge.
But you are in charge. You take back the power by changing the script in your head. Instead of, I'm not good enough, you say, I will speak even if I make mistakes. Instead of, maybe next time, you say, I will try even if I'm nervous. Instead of, what if I fail, you say, I will grow even if I stumble.
It's like actively fighting back against the fear thoughts.
It is. It's cognitive restructuring. And remember, courage isn't about not feeling fear. Everyone feels fear sometimes. Courage is choosing to act anyway.
Doing it if afraid.
Precisely. So here's something practical I want you to try, like right now, or make it a daily thing.
Okay.
Find a quiet moment. Stand up straight. Maybe put a hand on your heart and say this out loud. Really mean it. My English is not perfect, but I am learning.
My English is not perfect, but I am learning.
I will speak. I will improve.
I will speak. I will improve.
I will not let fear stop me.
I will not let fear stop me.
Say it every day. Say it before a meeting. Say it until that fear center in your brain starts to get the message. Fear is just a feeling. It's not the truth, and it doesn't get to call the shots.
Keep reinforcing that new message.
Exactly. Look, your grammar will get better. Your vocabulary will grow. Your accent might change. But none of that happens if you don't speak. It all starts with that decision to speak, even when afraid.
Because the English isn't the real block.
The fear is. And fear can be conquered, which is where it starts to get really interesting how we actually do that in the moment.
Yeah, the practical tools. Let's get into those.
Yeah.
Right, so we've established the root issue isn't the English itself. It's this survival mode brain kicking in because it reads speaking as like an emotional danger zone.
Exactly. Judgment, failure, embarrassment.
Yeah.
Those feel like threats to the brain.
And you get that classic scenario. Someone asks you to introduce yourself, maybe just casually.
Yep.
And instantly, boom, heart races, mouth dry, hands cold, and words, and like, my name is Pretty, just vanish.
Total system override.
It's that fight or flight thing kicking in, even though there's no actual tiger. It shuts down the thinking part, the language part.
Right. It's a biological misfire in a social context. It's not you being weak. It's just your wiring getting triggered inappropriately.
So the big question is, how do we stop that? How do we calm things down in the moment so we can actually access the English we have?
Okay, this is where we get super practical. There are some brilliantly simple but genuinely powerful techniques that work directly on your nervous system.
Simple is good.
And free. And they work. I've seen them make a huge difference. These aren't just vague ideas. They're based on how our bodies and brains actually function.
Okay, lay it on us.
First tool, the 4-second breathing technique. Now, deep breathing is common advice, but this specific rhythm is key for calming the nervous system.
4 seconds.
You inhale slowly through your nose for a count of 4. Feel your belly expand. Then hold it gently for just 2 seconds. And then this is important. Exhale slowly through your mouth for 6 seconds. Longer exhale.
In for 4, hold for 2, out for 6.
Exactly. Let's try a couple right now. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold. 1 part 2. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. One more. In. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 1, 6. 10. 2. Out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You feel that. It physically slows your heart rate, tells your brain it's okay.
Yeah, I actually do feel a bit calmer just doing that twice.
Right. Do this for just 2 to 5 minutes before you need to speak, or even just for 30 seconds if you feel panic rising. It sends a direct calm down signal.
Okay, breathing. Tool 1. What's next?
Second tool, ground yourself with your senses. When fear hits, your mind races off into what if land.
Totally. Future catastrophizing.
Exactly. This technique yanks your attention back to the present moment, right here, right now. It's often called the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 technique.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Yeah. You actively look around and mentally name 5 things you can see. Maybe the clock, a picture of your pen, someone's shirt, the window.
Okay, 5 things I see.
Then 4 things you can physically feel or touch. The texture of your chair, your watch on your wrist, the coolness of the table, your feet on the floor.
4 things I feel. Got it.
But then 3 specific sounds you can hear. The air conditioning hum, someone typing, your own breath.
3 sounds.
Then 2 things you can smell. Maybe coffee or perfume or just the air in the room.
2 smells. Right.
And finally, 1 thing you can taste. Maybe the remnants of your coffee or just the neutral taste in your mouth.
1 taste. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Senses.
Exactly. It pulls your brain out of that panic spiral, what if I forget my words, and anchors it in the immediate reality. I'm here, I'm okay, I can feel my feet.
And you can do that secretly, right?
Yeah.
No one needs to know.
Totally discreet. It just refocuses your brain away from the anxiety loop and back to the present. Very powerful.
Okay, breathing, grounding. Tool 3.
Third tool, speak a calming mantra in easy English. We talked about affirmations earlier, but this is slightly different. It's about having a specific, simple sentence ready to deploy right before you speak.
Like a go-to phrase.
Exactly. Something short, simple, and reassuring that signals safety to your brain. Things like, I'm safe, I can do this, I am ready.
Simple stuff.
Or maybe, mistakes are okay, I am learning, just try. The key is that it's your phrase, one that resonates with you.
And you say it out loud.
You can say it quietly aloud or even just firmly in your mind. The act of forming the words, even silently, helps focus your brain and interrupt the fear signals. It's like giving your brain a direct, calm instruction.
I am calm, I will speak.
Okay. These aren't magic words, but they act as cognitive signals, helping to slow things down, focus your mind, and allow that thinking brain, the language part, to come back online.
Breathing, grounding, mantra. 3 tools.
3 simple, free, effective tools.
So how would you put that all together? Like if I'm about to go into that meeting and introduce myself, what's the routine?
Great question. Here's a quick step-by-step integration.
Okay.
Find a moment. Sit or stand tall posture matters. You can close your eyes briefly or just gaze softly at something still.
Right.
Then do 3 rounds of that 4-2-6 breathing. Inhale 4, hold 2, exhale 6. 3 times.
Breathe. Got it.
Then gently open your eyes if they were closed. Quickly run through the grounding. Maybe you just name 3 things you see. Feel your hands touching. Notice 1 sound. Just anchor yourself.
Right.
Then silently or as a whisper, say your chosen calming mantra. I am safe. I am learning. I will speak. Whatever yours is.
Mantra.
Finally, take 1 last conscious deep breath. And this sounds small, but it helps allow a little smile, even a tiny one. It sends a positive signal back to your brain.
Breathe, ground, mantra, final breath, smile.
That's the sequence. Again, it's not magic, it's brain training. You're teaching your body how to stay calm under pressure, teaching your brain to trust you, and telling that fear voice to quiet down.
So you have the tools to manage the panic.
You absolutely do. And once you can create that little pocket of calm, you can actually access the English you know. Which leads us to the next crucial part, how to build on that calm with practice. Safe practice. Okay, so we've got the tools to calm the nerves in the moment. But a huge piece of the puzzle, maybe the most important piece long term, is what you do before those moments even happen.
The preparation.
Exactly. And there's this common idea that you only get better by throwing yourself into scary public situations.
Trial by fire sort of thing.
Yeah, but honestly, the most powerful, game-changing practice, it happens when you're alone. Every single day. Consistently.
Really, not in front of people.
Think about learning to swim. You don't just jump into the deep end on day one, right?
No way, you'd panic.
You start at the edge, maybe just getting your feet wet, then holding on to the side. You build confidence with small, safe steps. It's the same with speaking.
So private practice is like staying in the shallow end for a while.
It's your safe training ground. The more you deliberately practice speaking English when you feel safe and relaxed, the stronger those neural pathways become. Your voice gets used to forming the sounds, your brain gets used to retrieving the words without pressure.
Building muscle memory for speaking.
Precisely. So when you do face a public moment, your voice is already warmed up, conditioned, more resilient. Private practice is where you build the foundation. No judgment, no need for perfection, just the act of speaking.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. So what kind of private practice are we talking about? Just reading out loud?
Reading aloud is good, but we can get more strategic. Let's talk about a few key techniques. First one might feel a bit weird initially.
Oh,
Speak in front of a mirror.
talking to myself in the mirror? Okay.
Do it daily. Just stand there and speak even one sentence. Look yourself in the eye.
Why the mirror?
The mirror acts like a friendly, non-judgmental audience. You see your own expressions. You can practice smiling, looking confident, even if you don't feel it yet. You see your mouth moving. You get comfortable with the physicality of speaking.
Oh, okay. So it's visual feedback too.
Exactly. Try saying something simple like, "Hi, my name is your name. Today I'm practicing my English speaking. I feel good about trying." Speak slowly, breathe. If you mess up, laugh it off. No judgment, remember.
Right, safe space. Okay, mirror practice. What else?
Record your voice. Use your phone, your computer, whatever. Record yourself speaking.
Ooh, I hate listening to my own voice.
Most people do it first. But honestly, this is goal LD for improvement. You get to hear what you actually sound like.
What should I listen for? Just mistakes?
Not just mistakes. Listen for pauses. Are they too long, too frequent? Listen to your pronunciation. Are certain sounds tricky? Listen to your intonation. Does it sound flat or engaging? It's powerful self-correction.
Okay, objective feedback.
Totally. Record yourself saying something like, "Hello, I am your name. I am learning English and I want to speak more confidently. Today I practiced one sentence and I feel proud." Then listen back. Just notice things. No harsh criticism.
Record and listen. Got it. Technique 3.
Shadow native speakers. This is a fantastic one. Find a short clip, YouTube, podcast, news, anything, just 1 or 2 sentences spoken by a native speaker.
Yeah.
Play it and then immediately try to repeat it, copying them as closely as possible. Don't just say the words, try to match their rhythm, their tone, their speed, the ups and downs.
Like mimicking them.
Exactly. Replay it and copy again and again. It trains your mouth muscles and your brain to work together in new ways. It really helps with pronunciation and flow.
And I don't need to understand every single word.
Nope. The focus is on the sound and the rhythm. It also builds confidence because it feels a bit like you're speaking with someone.
Shadowing. Okay, interesting. Next.
Use real phrases, not textbook grammar. This is a big one. Sometimes learners get stuck trying to build perfect, complex sentences using strict grammar rules they learned.
Yeah, that sounds slow and stressful.
It is. Instead, focus on learning short, useful chunks or phrases that native speakers use all the time. Building blocks.
Like what?
Things like, "Can I have a coffee, please? I don't understand. Can you repeat that? Excuse me, how's it going? I'm learning English. Please be patient."
Short, practical stuff.
Yes, these are your safety nets in real conversations. They're easy to remember and incredibly useful. Practice these chunks until they feel automatic.
Learn phrases, not just rules. Okay,
Yeah.
One more.
Make it fun. Role play alone. Talk to yourself, but pretend you're in different situations.
Like acting.
Kind of. Pretend you're ordering food. "Hi. Yes, I'd like the cheese sandwich and an orange juice, please." Pretend you're asking for help. "Excuse me, sorry to bother you. I'm looking for the library." Pretend you're making small talk. "Hello, lovely weather today, isn't it? I'm learning English."
Okay, putting the phrases into imaginary contexts.
Exactly. It makes the practice feel more real. It prepares your brain and body for actual interactions. It builds courage in a safe way.
Mirror, record, shadow, phrases, role play. That's a solid set of tools.
And here's the magic part. You don't need to do hours of this. The real power comes from consistency, even if it's tiny.
How tiny.
Think about the 1 sentence a day magic. Just commit to practicing one simple, useful sentence each day using these techniques.
Just one sentence, seriously.
Seriously, pick one sentence, say it to the mirror 3 times, record it, listen back, shadow a native speaker saying it, maybe do a quick role play with it. How long does that take?
Like maybe a minute? 2 minutes max.
Exactly, less than making a cup of coffee. But doing it every day builds an incredible habit. It lowers the fear barrier because it feels so small and safe. It increases your self-awareness. It lays a really strong foundation.
Wow. One sentence a day.
Think about it. After 2 weeks, that's 14 sentences you've actively practiced and internalized. You will notice improvements. Your voice will feel clearer. Your confidence will grow. Public speaking won't seem like this impossible mountain anymore.
So the daily plan recap. Pick a sentence. Mirror it. Record it. Shadow it. Role play it. Repeat daily.
That's the core routine. You're teaching your brain, slowly but surely, that speaking English is safe, it's possible, it might even be fun.
Turning fear into just routine.
Exactly. And once you've built that foundation in private, how do we start taking those first careful steps out into the real world? All right, so you've been doing the private practice, you're feeling a bit more comfortable with your own voice, maybe using those calming tools. That's a massive win. Huge.
Feels good to make progress in private.
Definitely.
Yeah.
But the bridge we need to cross now is taking that internal confidence and testing it out gently in public.
Okay. The next level. This sounds scarier.
It can feel that way because, like we said, the brain can still hit the panic button when there's even one other person around. That programming runs deep.
So how do we handle that?
We use the exact same approach as the private practice. Small steps, safe places, simple words.
Keep it manageable.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We need to remember that public speaking doesn't just mean giving a speech to 100 people. It also means saying one sentence to a stranger at the bus stop.
Okay. Redefining public.
Yeah. Greeting someone. Asking a simple question. Ordering coffee. These tiny interactions are incredibly powerful for building real-world confidence. They're like mini reps for your courage muscle.
Micro interactions. I like that.
Each successful one tells your brain, see, that wasn't so bad. You survived. You were understood. It slowly rewires the fear response through real experience.
Okay, so where do we find these safe places for micro interactions? Not jumping into a job interview on day one.
Definitely not. We need to choose our safe speaking zones strategically. Think about places where you feel less pressure, less likely to be judged harshly.
Like where?
Coffee shops are often great. Baristas are usually busy but polite, used to quick interactions. Bookstores, librarians are generally patient and helpful. On buses or trains, asking a quick directional question, maybe in a classroom setting, asking the teacher something simple. Tourist spots can be good too.
Why tourist spots?
Well, foreign tourists are often just happy someone's speaking English to them. They don't expect perfection. And staff in tourist areas are usually very accustomed to different accents and levels.
So look for places where people are likely to be patient or used to dealing with learners.
Exactly. Find people who aren't likely to rush you, who don't have rigid expectations about perfect English. Kind, patient strangers are your best bet initially.
Okay, choose the location carefully. What about what to say? Still feels daunting.
Right. We need safe sentences for these real interactions. Again, keep them short, easy, and useful. These are about making a quick connection or getting information, not having a long debate.
Give me some examples.
Okay, practice these aloud with me, feeling the simplicity. Excuse me, can I sit here?
Excuse me, can I sit here?
Is this seat taken?
Is this seat taken?
Hi, I'm learning English. Can I ask you something? This one signals your status up front, often invites patience.
Hi, I'm learning English. Can I ask you something?
Okay, good one.
Can I get one tea, please?
Can I get one tea, please?
Where's the bathroom?
Where's the bathroom?
How much is this?
How much is this?
Can you say that again slowly, please? Essential.
Can you say that again slowly, please?
Yeah.
Definitely need that one.
So, they're not complicated grammar exercises. They're tools for interaction. Say them until they feel natural coming out of your mouth.
Simple, practical, safe sentences.
Exactly. Now let's combine this with our earlier technique. Remember the role playing.
Yeah, pretending alone. Now, we ramp it up slightly. Do the role play, but vividly imagine you're actually outside, in one of those safe zones, talking to a real person. Mental rehearsal.
Okay, visualizing the real thing.
Yes. Picture yourself at the bus stop. Feel a little nervous. Okay, take a 4-2-6 breath. Then imagine saying clearly, excuse me, is this bus going to Market Street? See the person nodding. Success.
Right.
Imagine being at the cafe counter. breathe. Ground yourself. Mantra, I can do this. Then visualize saying, "Hi, can I have 1 coffee with milk, please?" See the barista understanding, feel the relief.
Mentally walk through the whole interaction.
Include the calming steps and the successful outcome. Or maybe you're in class, hand slightly raised, breathe. "Sorry, can I ask a question?" See the teacher acknowledge you. These aren't just daydreams, they're training simulations for your brain. They make the real thing feel less scary because you've done it before mentally.
Teaching the brain I can handle this.
Precisely. And after you actually do one of these small interactions in real life, the final step is crucial. Reflection and repetition. As soon as you can afterwards, take 30 seconds and reflect. Ask yourself, did I speak? Did they understand me? Did I survive?
Checking in with yourself.
Yes, and 99% of the time, the answer to all 3 will be yes. Maybe it wasn't perfect, maybe you stumbled, but you did it. You communicated, you survived. That's a win.
Acknowledge the success, however small.
Absolutely. Write it down if it helps. Today, I ordered food in English. The waiter smiled. I did it. Keep a log of these small victories. It builds momentum.
Reinforcing the positive.
Because progress isn't about being flawless overnight. Progress is practice. Every single sentence spoken in public, no matter how tiny, chips away at the fear and builds real confidence. It gets you closer to being the speaker you want to be.
Small steps, safe places, simple words, mental rehearsal, reflection.
That's the bridge from private practice to public confidence. It's systematic, it's manageable, and it works. But this inevitably brings up the biggest fear of all for most people.
The M word. Mistakes.
Exactly. What happens when we inevitably mess up in front of someone?
Yeah, okay, let's talk about it. Because that question, what if I make a mistake in public? I think that's the one that silences people more than anything else.
It's huge. It taps right into that deep fear of judgment, doesn't it?
Totally. What will people think? Will they laugh? Will they think I'm stupid? Will they correct me rudely? Will I just feel small?
All those worries are so real, so relatable. But here's the perspective shift we need, and it's a powerful one. Mistakes do not make you small. Mistakes, when handled right, actually make you strong.
Stronger.
How?
Because the real enemy isn't the mistake itself, it's the shame that we often attach to it. Shame grows in the dark, when you hide, when you stay silent, when you beat yourself up for not being perfect.
But everyone wants to be perfect,
Yeah,
right?
especially
when
little-
learning.
They. And who is perfect? Honestly, think about it. Do native English speakers never make mistakes, never stumble over words, use awkward phrasing, forget a word?
No, of course they do. All the time.
Exactly. So why hold yourself to an impossible standard that even native speakers don't meet? I can tell you from personal experience, even as someone who works with language constantly, I mess up.
You mentioned the break short incident.
Right. In front of a whole room. And in that moment, I had a choice. I could have frozen, gotten flustered, felt intense shame, and maybe rushed through the rest of the presentation feeling terrible.
Yeah, that sounds like a common reaction.
Or I could do what I did, acknowledge it, have a quick laugh at myself, correct it, and move on. By doing that, I didn't let the mistake define the moment. I defined the moment. I turned potential shame into connection.
You reframed it.
Instantly. It became a human moment, not a moment of failure. And that's the power you have too. You get to choose how you frame your own mistakes. You can turn them into stories of learning, of resilience, of just being human.
That story about your student Amina comes to mind here too.
Yeah.
She froze during your presentation.
Yes. A classic fear response. Mind blank, words gone, weeks of practice out the window in that instant.
But she didn't just give up.
No. That was her moment of courage. She took that breath, managed to smile, and said that key phrase, "Sorry, I'm nervous, I'm learning English, please be patient."
And what happened?
The whole energy in the room changed. People relaxed, nodded. They weren't judging her English anymore. They were connecting with her honesty, her vulnerability.
They saw her courage.
Exactly. And she finished the presentation. Not perfectly, maybe, but proudly. People clapped, told her she was brave. She owned that moment by not running from the imperfection.
The goal isn't perfection, it's pride in the effort.
That's it, precisely. Be proud that you tried, proud that you showed up, proud that you kept going even when it was hard.
So what are some other things we can actually say when we make a mistake, like Amina's phrase, having something ready?
Absolutely. Having a few mistake recovery phrases in your back pocket is incredibly empowering. Think of them as your verbal first aid kit.
Okay, give us some examples.
Try these on for size. Again, say them with confidence, not apology. "Sorry, I'm still learning English." Simple, honest, effective.
Sorry, I'm still learning English.
"Can I try that again?" Shows you're aware and want to communicate clearly.
Can I try that again?
That didn't come out right. Let me say it better. Proactive correction.
Yeah, it didn't come out right. Let me say it better.
I'm a little nervous, but I'll do my best. Like Amina, vulnerability builds connection.
I'm nervous, but I'll do my best.
Thank you for your patience. Polite, confident, acknowledges their understanding.
Thank you for your patience.
These aren't excuses. They're signs that you are self-aware, resilient, and confident enough to handle a stumble. A truly confident person knows how to get up after falling down.
They show strength, not weakness.
Exactly. You don't need to run from mistakes or let them silence you. Own the moment. Laugh if it feels right. Use one of these phrases if needed, and keep going.
And you mentioned something interesting earlier, that people might actually like you more when you make a mistake. That sounds counterintuitive.
It does, but it's often true. Think about it. Perfection can sometimes feel intimidating or cold. When someone makes a small human error and handles it with grace or humor, they suddenly become more real, more relatable.
Approachable.
Yes. People connect with effort, with authenticity, with vulnerability. They often connect more with someone who's clearly trying hard than someone who seems effortlessly flawless.
So don't sweat the small mistakes.
Please don't. The next time you say something wrong, just pause. Breathe. Smile. Fix it quickly if you can and want to. Or honestly, just keep the conversation moving. You don't owe anyone a detailed explanation.
Let it go.
Let it go. Let it be a tiny bump in the road, maybe even a funny story later. Remember, the people who become truly fluent aren't the ones who memorized every rule perfectly. They're the ones who took chances, spoke often, fell down, and got back up again and again and again.
Every mistake is a step forward.
Every single oops is progress. Your courage is always louder than judgment. Your voice is always bigger than your fear. And you never, ever need to be perfect to be proud.
That's a really powerful way to look at it. It connects something bigger, doesn't it? About our voice itself.
It absolutely does. It connects to the ultimate message here. Your voice is a gift. So we've journeyed through understanding the fear, finding tools to calm it, practicing safely, taking small public steps, and reframing mistakes. Now we arrive at the heart of it all.
The core message.
Yes. Your voice is a gift. And I don't just mean your ability to conjugate verbs correctly in English. I mean your voice, your unique perspective, your stories, your thoughts, your feelings, the whole package.
It's about more than just language skills.
So much more. Learning to speak English in public isn't just about communication. It's about expression. It's about allowing yourself to be seen, to be heard, to take up space in the world.
Claiming your space.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And you deserve that space right now, not when your English is perfect. Not when you feel zero fear. You deserve it with your current English, with your occasional mistakes, even with a voice that sometimes feels quiet or shaky.
We don't have to wait to be worthy of speaking.
Never. Speaking English publicly for a learner is fundamentally an act of courage. It's about affirming your identity. It's about saying implicitly or explicitly, I am here, I have value, and I will not hide anymore.
That's powerful. Think about it. Listening now. How many times have you had a great idea but didn't share it?
Or a question you wanted to ask but stayed silent.
Or watched others talking and just wished, if only I could jump in?
That potential is in you. Your voice, the real you, is ready. You don't need to wait for some future version of yourself. This moment, right now, is your invitation.
And the world actually needs that real voice, doesn't it? Not just perfect grammar.
Desperately. The world doesn't need more flawless robots reciting perfect English. It needs authentic human voices. It needs your voice.
Why?
Because your story, shaped by your unique life, might be exactly what someone else needs to hear to feel less alone. Your ideas, coming from your specific background and way of thinking, might hold the key to solving a problem no one else has cracked.
Our individual perspectives matter.
Immensely. Your words, even simple ones, can create connection, shift understanding, maybe even change a life, but only if you speak them. They can't stay locked inside.
Okay, so how do we really internalize this? How do we step into that power?
Let's do something together, right now. A small act, but a potent one. A declaration.
Okay, ready.
I invite everyone listening, stand up. If you can, wherever you are, just stand up. Feel your feet on the ground.
Okay, standing up.
Now place a hand over your heart. Feel that connection to yourself. Take a really deep, centering breath. Fill yourself with courage.
Breathing in courage.
Now, we're going to say a short phrase. Say it with me with real conviction. Let the words vibrate through you. Ready? My name is Say Your Name. I am learning English and I am not afraid anymore.
Again, Louder this time. Feel the power growing.
My name is your name. I am learning English, and I am not afraid anymore.
My name is my name. I am learning English, and I am not afraid anymore.
My name is my name. I am learning English, and I am not afraid anymore. One more time. Project it. Own it. Declare it. My name is your name. I am learning English, and I am not afraid anymore.
My name is my name. I am learning English, and I am not afraid anymore. Wow. That actually feels different.
Doesn't it? That's presence. That's ownership. That's your voice stepping into the light. Hold on to that feeling.
It's important to remember this isn't a one-time fix, though, right? Confidence isn't built instantly.
Absolutely not. It's not built in silence either. It's built in motion. It's built through consistent effort, through those small, brave steps we talked about repeated over and over.
Keep taking action.
Keep speaking, wherever you can. Ordering coffee, talking to a friend, talking to yourself in the mirror, leaving a comment online. Just keep using your voice.
Even when it's not perfect, even with an accent.
Especially then. Because the act of speaking itself is what makes you stronger. Believe in your voice. Believe in your journey. Believe in your absolute right to speak up and be heard.
Don't wait for permission. Don't wait until you feel 100% ready. Don't wait for perfection.
You are ready enough now. You are learning now. You are growing now. The world needs what you have to offer.
And that final thought. Your voice is not a weakness.
Your voice is not a mistake.
Your voice is a gift.
Speak it. Hashtag, tag, outro.
Wow. You've just navigated this deep dive with us, exploring how to truly conquer that fear of speaking English in public. Hopefully you're leaving with some real practical steps you can use.
Absolutely. You've got the insights, the tools, the strategies. But the real transformation, that happens when you take action.
Right now, right.
Right now. Not maybe later, not when I feel more confident. Choose one thing from today's discussion, just one small step. Speak one sentence out loud. Try the breathing technique. Do a 2-minute mirror practice.
Make it real.
Make it real, because this whole deep dive, it wasn't just about listening. It was about starting the journey to becoming more confident, more powerful, more you.
Your voice matters.
Yeah.
Speak it.